you mentioned he had this self belief. Ocean did when you met him. What
Yeah.
else did you see? And was it not a surprise when these guys won? Because
Oh,
it
I was
seemed to come
surprised.
somewhat
Yeah.
quickly, but maybe you saw something in them even when they were young.
Well, when I filmed with Oisin in down in Limerick that time before World Champs, when I saw how he was riding sections, I was like, "Holy shit, this kid is really, really fast!" Like he was, like coming out of turns. Like I know he was just filming with us, but coming out of turns and getting on the pedals at the perfect time and been able to hold speed and been able to ride muddy sections. I was like, this kid has something. But then when he won worlds, I was like, "Holy shit, he's just won world champs!" And it surprised me, but at the same time, it didn't surprise me because I saw how he was riding during practice that week, and I saw how he was riding at his trails at home. And then, but to see that it was just kind of unbelievable because I didn't think it was ever possible for me. But then to see him do it, I was like, it kind of made sense, you know. And then when he won Maribor the week after, when he crashed in his race run and still got, he was 6 seconds up in his race run, then crashed, got up and still won by like half a second or something with a big ripped sleeve. I was kind of like, this kid has something, the real
Uh,
deal.
yeah, and that was first year junior, correct? Eh?
First year junior, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because he had that sort of subpar year in elite. Was it his first elite year that some would say? I think because of these expectations that he kind of put on himself from winning worlds early, having the talent, it was quite odd. Like it's almost like people almost wrote him off when he got into elite, like as if he was just meant to figure out the first year elite. But if I've got my timing correct, it's 2020 when he wins Worlds, and he's got another year in juniors. So then his first elite year is 22, but then he wins in 23.
Yeah, exactly.
So that timeline is absurdly quick. But
Yeah, and
it's
I think for
almost like
that,
because he was around for so long, we're like, oh, okay, Ocean's had this injury. He's not quite cracking the elites. It's like, what?
yeah,
Like,
he,
it's just
I
because he
think,
was there for so many years as a junior.
yeah, it was 2020. I think he was injured for a lot of that year.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if it was. I can't remember which race it was, but he was out for a lot of it. So I guess maybe he fell off people's radars because he was first year elite. People were like, "Oh, he's just one of those fast juniors, and he won't make it as elite."
Yeah,
And then
that's a
when he
good
came
word.
back,
Fell off the radar. You didn't say it's not
yeah,
going to happen. You're just like, okay, we don't need to talk about him. It's going to come, you
yeah,
know.
exactly. And then he hadn't even ridden. I don't think he rode he in snowshoe the year that Ronan got fourth place. I think it was injured. He was injured, and then the year he won snowshoe was his first time ever riding that place, and he goes and wins it. So yeah, I think he sort of proved to a lot of people that he was fast and it was possible, and he did it. And then that obviously pushed Ronan on. I think Ronan was like only like points less than a second off winning, and that maybe spurred Ronan on to realize he could actually win one as well.
Yeah, the reaction on the podium is priceless. Like they talk about in the film, like you have to watch this film, as everyone knows. But that reaction where like Ronan says what he said, or Ocean says, "I think this is what he said," and you can kind of see, like you can read the lips,
Yeah,
and he's just in utter shock. But it's really cool that Ronan used that as fuel. You could have easily been like, I showed the pace earlier. I had a podium here. It would be cool if I got the win. But to get it so quickly the next year in Poland for Ronan, I
yeah.
think is good. Like that could have dragged on if he didn't get the win and be like, Ocean got the win and I didn't. So it's cool
Yeah.
that they sort of totally support and fuel each other and
Well,
practice
they
together
grew
as
they
well.
they grew up. Ronan's a year older than Oshin, so they grew up riding. So like Ronan would move up, and then Oshin would have a year to himself, and then he'd move up into Ronan's category. So they were always pushing each other when they were like kids. So they sort of always had that mentality of wanting to beat each other, but always being happy when the other one did well, kind of thing. But you know yourself, if someone beats you, if a fellow South African or a fellow Irishman beats you, you want to beat them. There's no sour grapes or anything like that. It's just like I'm going to win the next one, kind of thing.